Welcome to MRN Crew Call. We're here at Chip Ganassi Racing. We have the pleasure of speaking with pit crew coaches Shaun Peet and Mike Metcalf. We just finished at Daytona. We have Las Vegas, California, and Phoenix coming up, and that takes an extreme toll on any well-oiled race team. Stay tuned because you're going to want to hear what we have to talk about.
Sir, are you aware you were going 40 miles an hour? This is a residential area.
Sure, but I'm on my lawnmower? Wait, am I getting a ticket?
No, I've just never seen anyone top 9 miles an hour on one of those bad boys. And mow their entire lawn in 30 seconds? What got into you?
Well, it did fuel up at Sunoco this morning.
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. We've been doing it for American racing for over 50 years. Fuel your best.
Welcome back. MRN is at Chip Ganassi Racing. I have the pleasure of being joined by Mike Metcalf and Shaun Peet, pit crew coaches for Chip Ganassi Racing. Guys, we just finished up with Daytona. We have Las Vegas, California, and Phoenix Raceway coming up, right? That is the West Coast swing. Is there anything you guys do in particular differently than you normally do to prepare for this type of West Coast swing that we're about to embark on?
We really try to manage reps, manage the load, because there's just so much with the travel. You're changing time zones. Again, we're trying to maximize what we can get out of these guys. We won't adhere to a normal schedule because we don't want to practice when guys have 3 or 4 hours of sleep, right? So we really try to manage the load over the next 3 weeks and realize this is a 39-week schedule, right? These 3 weeks, you get a bunch of guys hurt at the front end of this, you're in big trouble. So we really try to look at, how much volume we put into the next 3 weeks.
And it's tough because an NFL team on a West Coast swing would find a college or a high school to train at. There's no race shops that you can just go and do pit stops. So all our stuff's here. We have to get back here to keep working, keep getting better, fine-tuning our skill. But we just condensed the week. We take Mondays off. We'll be off this Thursday. Film, practice, workouts all kind of get squished into just a couple days and try to make it really intentional and purposeful in what we do and giving the guys rest and time off.
Let me ask y'all guys this. Can you give some insight onto how do the cars get to Las Vegas, after Phoenix and California? Do they come back here and then have to drive all back, or do y'all set up certain protocols or logistically where you can make that a little bit less stressing on the team?
Every team does it a little bit different. Like our Cup teams, they stay out there. And what we'll do is we'll load up the 4 cars. We race in Las Vegas first. We'll load up the 4 California cars, meet out there, swap it out in the parking lot, so that both drivers.
So you meet the cars out there?
Yeah, they'll bring the cars out there, meet them out, swap it out in the parking lot. It's always a big spectacle because they'll be at a Walmart or a Target parking lot, and you have 4 Cup cars on the ground out there. So just saves these guys some time.
Yeah. So the hauler stays out on the West Coast, and then there's a transport hauler that's going to go back and forth, bringing the new cars out, taking the old ones back.
So you mentioned load management.
Yeah.
As far as your reps, when you have this 3 races on the West Coast like that, what about any special considerations physically do you do for your athletes and your mechanics when they're on the road like that? Are there any hydration systems going, or do you manage their meals a little bit better, anything like that?
A couple things we've been doing lately. We had a big diet focus to start the year, so it's not going to change so much, but just little things like having a blender at the racetrack, which we've never done before, so guys can get smoothies and hydrate, get electrolytes, things like that. We've got some workout ton of stuff scheduled, so flying out a little bit earlier than normal and then getting a workout in, because when you're going back and forth, those 5 hours that you're sitting on a plane, it's hard to get up and want to do anything. So it's hard to go from a 5-hour flight to just go right into working and expect you to be good, right?
Yes.
So going a day early, getting a light workout in, kind of resetting your system, getting your blood flowing, and then going into the weekend seems to work better for us.
And sometimes the hydration equation is what you don't drink, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we kind of maybe put that in the forefront of their thoughts as well.
There, that was one of the things, saying your alcohol is like 40%, decreases your athletic output by about 40%, in some people. And so just trying to, hey guys, let's make better decisions. Let's cut back on sugar. Let's hydrate, drink more water, more vegetables, things like that. When you're traveling, because being on a plane dehydrates you. And a lot of people don't think about that. It's not just that you're going to the desert and you're working out in the sun all day. It's just that you have so many flights, long flights in a short period of time.
Yep.
It's important to stay hydrated, not just while you're working, but while you're flying.
It's been a very exciting race that we had at Daytona 500.
Yeah.
Emotional, drama-filled. Prayers go out to our Rocket Man. You know, it's good to hear that announcement come out saying that no life-threatening injuries were there, but at the same time, it is very serious. But, you know, this is the sport that we're a part of. Very emotional. At the same time, you have to get ready and get ready for Vegas,
Right.
Phoenix,
Yeah.
and I say it all out of order. What is it?
Phoenix.
Phoenix,
Yep.
Vegas.
No,
and
you're right.
California.
Vegas, California, Phoenix. Yeah.
So I mean, you know, it doesn't stop, but it does add perspective to what we do. Is a dangerous thing, an exciting thing, and we're very fortunate, right?
Yeah, it does add perspective. You know what I mean? And we started practice off, you know, and you can't kind of go on without mentioning it or making reference to it. You know, and again, if it makes you hug your family members a little tighter and brings you a little bit closer together as a team, because you realize how fleeting this whole thing can be. So, like you said, you know, a lot of people put Ryan in their thoughts and prayers, and you know, you just hope for the best outcome.
Yeah, when that, you know, you see these cars turn over so much and they hop right out. So you just
Yeah.
kind of assume that
Yes.
that's going to happen. So we're breaking the box down, and, you know, in that moment, kind of almost complaining, man, we only finished 10th. And then he's still not getting out of this car. And it's perspective. It's like, man, every moment counts. Like, we got in super late last night. I went in and kissed my kids, man. I was tearing up doing it just because everybody felt the emotion of that moment.
Absolutely.
I mean, there was 100,000+ people there, and you could hear a pin drop. It's because everybody was tuned in to, like, man, is he okay? So to hear that he's, you know, alive is yeah, it's a blessing.
Absolutely.
And hopefully he continues to get better.
You guys on the pit crew, but these drivers are in a dangerous situation as well, you know, and we put a lot of attention here on Crew Call on the pit crew, but these drivers are getting in these cars, strapping themselves up, and they're going really, really fast. So with that being said, guys, you know, good luck on you guys in this West Coast spring. On this, I said spring. On this West Coast swing.
Spring is coming. Spring is coming.
Out there in California. And we appreciate you for letting us come in and talk to you a little bit. Shaun Peet, Mike Metcalf, I'm Dion Williams. Thank you for joining us for MRN Crew Call. We'll see you next time.